Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome to Ettin Games. We're going to be live streaming some Destiny matches for you today. I'm Rob, and I'm here with Justin.
What's up, guys? We're glad to be back. We got Q3 kit tournament for you guys, and right now we have round one. It's Todd on the left with Elite General Grievous, Unkar Plut. An interesting pairing we haven't seen ever, probably.
Yeah, I have not seen those two together yet.
And then on the right we have Trey with looks like regular Ventress, regular Unkar, regular TIE Pilot, and I'm assuming that's going to be a mill deck, probably.
That's what kind of what it's shaping up to be. So, but maybe it's more hand control while he does a little bit of damage at a time, too. So we'll check that out and we'll see how that pans out. So. The General Grievous Unkar over here. This is interesting, Justin. I'm kind of interested to see the build Todd has and see how that works out.
So we got our players doing their mulligans right now. Rob, what would you be looking for if you were playing this General Grievous Unkar deck?
To be honest, I'm not real sure. I mean, it's going to be, obviously, I think it's going to be. You got a little bit of aggro, a little bit of control. So,
although I don't think you're going to be cannibalizing General Grievous's dice much for Unkar's ability. So
no, that's a good point. So we're looking at maybe the focus and the resource disruption from Unkar. So if that's the case, we're leaning more aggro. I think I'm probably going to be hoping for Vibro Knife to drop on Grievous.
He's probably running an Imperial Inspection, as Grievous does have Disrupt Side as well.
Over here, and what's the battlefield Todd has?
The Starship Graveyard.
Starship, so he's going...
I don't know what he could be looking to recur with that. Maybe armor platings to keep General Grievous alive for longer. But that's not going to be effective in this matchup, as I don't believe...
It's going to be an interesting game.
Definitely.
This is what's fun about Destiny to me. This is what we want to see right now. Everybody's been playtesting for Gen Con. Nova's coming up here in a couple weeks. Pomaz is everywhere. Emo Kids is everywhere.
Rainbow Nines is everywhere.
Rainbow Nines, which, by the way, Justin, looks like Rainbow Nines took the finals and it was a mirror match over there at Gen Con. So,
it's a good
congrats to the winner of the North Americans. And, all right, so it looks like Trey won the roll-off, chose his battlefield.
TIE Pilot rolls in, we get a resource. What are you looking to do as Trey in these early turns? You're not going to be... You only have 3 dice, so you're not going to be able to effectively use Unkar's ability well in the early rounds.
Right. I think honestly, in this first turn, Trey's going to be looking to see how Todd kind of plans out his first turn to probably form his plan of attack. We did see that Imperial Inspection did drop down, just like you were saying. So
if Trey's running any sort of Con Artist in his deck or Cunning, that'll definitely be hit by that.
Right, so Trey's going to disrupt some resources there, which is probably a pretty good move.
Todd's looking at a Friends in High Places, which again is a interesting include with only 3 dice. It's going to be difficult to pull that
Kinda
off,
rough, yeah.
But with he's already got 7 showing there, so he's going to be able to get that off.
A lot of damage showing, and there we go. Yeah, Trey's going to be looking. He just mitigated with Best Defense, or he dropped Best Defense. Okay, maybe he didn't play Best Defense. Yeah, so Trey's going to be looking to mitigate some dice here. He's going to want to mitigate the damage and basically give himself time to mill. That's all Trey's really going to be looking to do now. So, it looks like
he changed his mind and decided to just take the resource.
It looked like he was going to play the Best Defense, but he went ahead and pulled that resource in.
I think he forgot that he had used Unkar's Disrupt to remove Todd's resources. So he can't use that.
Right.
3 damage.
Yeah, so he's only looking at two sticks then, so that's not bad at all.
So Todd played the bait and switch. I think I would have played the Friends in High Places, honestly.
Yeah.
Because he had a 7 showing value, and he can always bait and switch into a resource the next turn.
Yeah, well, I mean, that gets him the 5 damage on board now, though. So now he has his resource to resolve that 3. So it almost seems like Todd's game plan right now is hit him heavy and hit him early, So he's wanting to maximize his damage output right now is what it seems to be.
So we do see that best defense come in.
Yeah.
Good play. Saves 2 damage, but Todd does get to keep that resource, and he's probably... I wouldn't be surprised if he claims here. I don't think he has anything left to do.
So, how bad do you think Imperial Inspection can hurt Trey here? I know it'll hit Con Artist. Trey could possibly be running a thermal in there for the discard side, maybe?
I don't know about thermal, but maybe Vibronuklears and Blackmail.
So it doesn't hit Blackmail. Doesn't hit Imperial Inspection. Doesn't hit Blackmail. Doesn't hit Vibronuklears. So I don't think Todd's going to get a whole lot of value out of Imperial Inspection, except for obviously a Con Artist or any kind of defensive things, armor plating, stuff like that. So
yeah, and just the fact that he played the Imperial Inspection, like now he's down a card. He milled himself.
Yeah,
which is playing right into Trey's hands.
Yeah. So did Trey? Looks like Trey mitigated that dice right there.
No, Todd used Tactical Mastery.
He Tactical Mastery it. Yep. Oh. And now we're gonna hit him with 3 more with a bait and switch. So Todd's still kind of firing pretty quick here. He got a little more damage in than I thought he would in this initial first couple of turns here. I would expect Trey has a lot of mitigation, seeing how he needs to buy time to mill. So Todd's actually sneaking some damage in there, so it's a pretty good deal.
So Ventress comes in, gets a 2 damage. I imagine that we'll see Trey use Unkar's ability in a second.
Yep, there it comes right there. So we're going to
Trey's
Unkar.
up to 4 resources already.
A prize possession.
So he's up to 8 resources.
That's a double whammy there, Justin. First, that 4 resources is redonkulous.
And Todd claims, and Trey loses a Blackmail, which could hurt. He also lost no disintegrations, which isn't bad. So local garrison comes down. Do you think we'll see that outpost or?
I would imagine so. You drop the outpost.
Looks like he's also got a loose end. So if he can re-roll that TIE pilot into a range side,
Trey's running unopposed right now. Do whatever he can.
He hit the focus on the outpost. Here we go.
Shenanigans.
Bam! 4 more cards off of Todd's deck.
Ouch.
That is brutal.
That is sick. And that prize possession. How much would that prize possession have hurt Trey if Todd would have been able to land that prize possession?
I mean, if you take away the TIE pilot die,
everything's open for mitigation. Well, no, because it's only range damage that it protects, right?
Right, but if you remove the TIE pilot die, he can't get off that loose ends.
Yeah, true.
But
true.
I mean, with the TIE pilot at 1 health, it's gonna be tough for Trey to get off a second one. He might have a Ascension gun, for the additional mill and for the range side for loose ends. But
I'm fairly certain he would be running Ascension gun in this build. It only makes sense.
So that's where we could see Imperial Inspection have an impact.
Yep. And looks like, he rolled the Disrupt on Unkar, but nothing to aim that Imperial Inspection at. So
plays a second, no disintegrations. Todd will lose another 3 cards. And his stack is getting pretty thin.
This is actually milling quite fast. I think this is the fastest mill I've seen so far. And no disintegrations. Have you seen that card played much?
Yes, I actually played it quite a bit in the Vader Unkar One Punch Vader deck.
Yeah.
Although that was pre-errata, but I think that deck is still decent even with that change. Just like Pomaz is still good.
Yeah. A lot of people were doubting the Pomaz after the errata, but it really didn't. And now General Grievous is over there. He's still beaten. Man, we see the TIE pilot go down, and Unkar's not far.
No.
Unkar's 4 damage from being knocked out too. So,
but I did see Trey had a Rise Again in his hand earlier. So, if Ventress is Todd's last target, then he could be able to bank up enough resources to heal her up, and she can survive.
And
one thing that's been
there's that outpost special.
One thing that's been rough for Trey this game is that Todd hasn't had to discard to reroll that much. Either Trey's removed his dice, mitigated Grievous's dice, or Todd's cheated them with Tactical Mastery, or used bait and switch.
Right.
So
Todd is holding on to a thermal right now too. Although I don't know if he's going to get. He might hurt himself in the long run trying to save up 3 resources to drop.
So Trey decided to claim without even rolling out either of his characters, which was a good play because Todd had already activated and resolved both of his characters, so he's just having to pass.
So basically, I
round.
think Trey's looking at with the he's milling you out. If he doesn't have any other way to mill you in his hand, there's no point. So he's going to claim to take those 2 cards.
Yeah, and it's gonna come down to that. Trey needs to get a blackmail or vibro knucklers onto the field, because he can't just take Todd out with the outpost and the command center.
Yeah.
He does have a interrogation droid in his hand, and man,
well, Unkar's
Todd's
ability
Grievous is just rolling 5 damage every time.
Yeah, that oh. So more than likely we're gonna see Unkar go down unless we have some mitigation. Nope. So Trey's going to roll in Unkar, and Todd's going to go ahead and take him out.
So we got a single die Ventress and an outpost.
Yeah.
That has to.
It's looking kind of. Oh, there comes blackmail. That could help a little, but I think at this point Trey's kind of a little behind.
Definitely.
Without being able to.
And Todd does not have the resource to get rid of the blackmail die. So if Trey rolls a discard, it's staying there.
At this point, if you're Todd, I don't think you really care.
Oh, and he does hit it.
I don't think you really care if you're Todd. You want to go to the next round to roll Grievous out. So Todd claims.
Yeah, Todd was stuck. He couldn't discard a reroll because otherwise Ventress's ability would kick in and he would have to discard it into
He's going to lose his whole hand. So
yeah.
Got a vibro knife. If Grievous keeps rolling hot, though, I don't think losing your weapons right now is that big of a deal. Grievous has just been beating people in the face. So Trey's going to discard a reroll, gets the double sticks on Ventress and the 1 disrupt on his outpost.
He's what is he? I guess he's looking for either the focus on Ventress or the outpost special to get another 2 cards out of Todd's deck, and it looks like he's just.
So he's gonna hit Grievous for 1, take his shield away,
yep.
And nothing for his outpost die.
So what was in his hand? I think it was that Rise Again.
Yeah, it was Rise Again.
Which he definitely will need if
he's hanging on to it
the way he is.
He's definitely hanging on to it. So, well, no. His Rise Again doesn't have any targets, right? Isn't it blue character only?
Yeah, Ventress is blue character.
Yeah, but if Todd takes out Ventress, game's over. He can't rise again.
Right. So he has to do it in 1 swing.
Yeah.
So Todd has it looked like he had a Fight Dirty in his hand, which isn't going to do him much good here. A Friends in High Places, which I'm almost positive will not get played. To save him that extra 2 cards that you mill off the top.
Man, this is an interesting game. I love games like this, Joseph. Decks you don't normally see, and man, he was milling really fast at the beginning of the game. That is honestly the fastest mill I've personally seen. And Trey, but Trey's got a history of being able to throw stuff together like that. He sees stuff really well.
And he loves mill too.
Yeah. So we got is that the
triple disrupt
off of blackmail,
and Todd's just deciding whether he wants to pay Trey or not, and he does.
Yeah, he wants that. Wants to make sure he doesn't reroll for the discard. So, and there's a resource on Unkar.
So, if I'm Trey right now, I don't think I'm gonna remove. Because he could go ahead and remove that General Grievous die in case Todd had some way to, trick it to a 3. But I think you really want Todd to reroll here so that you can use Ventress' ability, make him discard an additional card. And it looks like Todd's playing smart, and he decides to go ahead and just claim.
Yeah, he definitely wants to hang on to every card.
So Trey's deck is probably getting pretty low right now as well, with how much Todd has been able to claim.
Yeah. But I don't know. That could definitely change your game plan on Trey's side. So he's at 6 resources though. So Rise Again is definitely Definitely can happen anytime he's ready for it to happen. I'm sure he will. In this position, unless Todd is going to one-shot Ventress, I'm sure he will hang on to try and maximize that 5 healing. So, got a resource and a double stakes off of Grievous. And I do believe, I think Todd's still holding a bait and switch.
I think so. And
So
it looks like he forgot his 2 resources. I think he's like done with this game already. He's like, stop taking my cards.
Yeah. I've been there though.
So he's just rolling out Grievous and resolving whatever he gets.
So Ventress is at 6 life left. And
so it looks like there's less than 5 cards left in Todd's deck. And he rolls another blank on Unkar.
oh man, this is tight. It was almost like, at first it almost seemed like Mill was taking it over, and then it seemed like Todd was punching in enough damage. Oh, personal shield. That's a game changer.
It's not going to help him too much here because
I don't know. He already lost 1 vibro knife.
Well, because Todd's deck is range damage, melee damage,
Right.
and the personal shield really helps against the range decks.
Yeah, but the actual rolling the die out, getting 2 or 3 shields every time he rolls the die. I saw 1 vibro knife go by, and there's a high probability that both vibro knives are probably in Todd's discard pile right now. So
it looks like there's only 2 cards left in Trey's deck as well. This is gonna be close.
Just Mill himself.
I think if I'm Todd, I change my game plan entirely and just start using Grievous's dice to pull stuff out of Trey's hand.
Mm-hmm. I think so also.
And just keep paying him to remove that blackmail die.
Yep. Mill the guy trying to mill you. Yeah, he does still have that interrogation droid. See, he's 2, 4, 6 resources. There we go. Gets rid of that personal shield. So that Imperial Inspection was pertinent after all.
Although it gives Trey another card in his hand, and that's one more that, if Todd was to change his game plan, that he would have to get out of Trey's hand.
So a shield off of Outpost. And
2 damage coming in.
2
I
damage
imagine we're going to
to
see the
Ventress.
rise again.
We're going to rise again here.
Probably pull another blackmail out of your bin. I know that was discarded earlier when Todd claimed the battlefield.
Yeah, Todd said, yeah, we feel you, buddy. That just hurts, Todd. It's not bad enough that you get Rise again playing against Palpatine and Emo Kids. Now you're getting it against a 3-color mill deck. So got a resource off Unkar. So Todd has a resource and 1 disrupt showing. And now he's looking at 2 blackmails on Asajj. And that starts to get a little scary.
Yeah, especially when you forget to get your resources at the beginning of the round.
Mm-hmm.
Which he did again.
He doesn't like you. So Todd's basically... do you claim here if you're Todd? I guess maybe you
I
take his
probably
1.
would, because you don't want to... Or, yeah, because you can pay the blackmail at the end of the round as well, if you've already claimed and have no actions left.
Yeah. So he re-rolled Grievous, got the disrupt again, looks like...
Did Trey remind him to discard
Yes, he
an additional
discarded
card?
the second one, yes. So I'm sure Todd is kicking himself for that right now because he ended up with the disrupt.
And 6 shields on blackmail?
4 days. Oh, man.
So now...
And now if you're Trey, do you almost switch up and see if you can start pinging in there with Ventress doing damage?
No, I don't think so. That's just crazy. Because those blackmails have 33% chance of hitting discard.
Yeah.
I think if I'm Trey,
So Todd does take his resource from him.
I might just claim. I think Todd has I think he only has 3 cards left in hand. So
Yep,
and he goes ahead and claims. Get that last card.
So
Todd has to do 9 damage
he's
to Trey.
Trey's holding another rise again, so if Todd doesn't do it quickly, it could be more than that. But I see blackmail doing its job long before that point ever happens.
Well, Todd has a lot of disrupt on his dice, so he should be able to keep Trey from playing that second rise again between Unkar's disrupt and Grievous's disrupt.
So it doesn't look like Todd's paying to remove any blackmail dice, maybe? You thinking about it? Yep, he's going to remove one.
And did he forget his resources again?
I guess so. Oh, wait a minute. Is that the support where your opponent gets one less resource?
That's right.
That's what it is. Todd's only been getting one resource per round.
Yeah, but it stacks up, right?
Yeah, but he's been spending it.
Oh, he's been spending it.
He's been
every
spending it
turn
for
to-
grievous
yeah, for
damage or to
blackmail.
get rid of blackmail. So double disrupt on
I
outpost.
apologize for reviewers that we missed that.
So, yeah, we were just talking about that card the other day, Justin.
I know you wanted to put it in Snap Solo.
I did. I really do want that card in Snap Solo.
Unfortunately, it is villain only.
Dang it, FFG.
So interrogation droid comes down. That's
pretty much it.
That's gonna be key to helping close out this game.
Todd's
he doesn't
on a
need
really
it.
fast clock.
He does have a focus on both the outpost and Ventress's die, but
a blank.
so now he's using the interrogation droid ability. So Todd
get rid of
has
one.
to reveal a
He has to
random
reveal.
card.
And if it's an event, right?
Yep.
If it's an event, he has to
it's
discard.
Vibronoclers. So Todd claims, and both players, or Trey now has 5 cards left total, I believe. And Trey's going for the win here.
Yeah, and that's the right move. So he gets 1 discard on blackmail. On interrogation droid, and no other discards showing. Looks like so. Gonna make Todd discard 1. And if you're Trey, I think you just keep discarding, trying to hit blackmail.
Yeah, I mean, you have a focus on the outpost, you have a focus on Ventress, and then you have a 33% chance to get the discard you need on the blackmail. So
Todd's down to 2 cards in hand,
and not getting what he needs.
Nothing. Just go for it again.
Yeah, you have to.
I'm throwing everything.
Yeah. The odds are
it doesn't matter if you do it this round or next round, and you don't want Todd to have more time to try and hit you with Grievous. So, double disrupt again with no focus,
I feel bad for Trey right now, because if he does discard, then it's so easy for Todd to use Unkar's ability and get that last card out of his hand. So, I think Trey just needs to take what he's got and move to the next round at this point.
Yeah. And he does. He takes both of Todd's resources. So Todd's starting off with 1 more resource. Again, that's got to be frustrating. Starting off with 1 it's frustrating to me starting off with only 2 per round, to be honest with you. So starting off with 1. So now if Todd rolls well, he can potentially get 2 cards out of Trey's hand. Because that's the 3-for-1 shown on Grievous.
That's true. It'll just depend on if Trey can get those last 2 out of Todd's hand before.
So he's going to pay to remove a blackmail. Yep. He's going to Unkar him. Takes his last card. Looks like an Imperial Inspection. So Trey's down to 1 card also. So this is all, man.
This is a tight game.
Do you mill the guy that mills you? And poor Trey, cannot roll a discard side. And reveals the Vibronoclers again.
And he can't discard to reroll.
Oh, he got the +2. So he's about to Unkar his last card out of his hand.
Man, I feel bad for Trey. It felt like he had control of this game.
So if you're Trey here, what are your options? You know you're going to get Unkard.
You can't do anything.
You can't do anything. If you discard to reroll to try and get disrupt, neither player has cards in deck or hand. So then you go to damage to see who wins. And that would definitely be Todd. So, man.
That's the GG.
Oh, Todd milling the mill deck. That is epicness right there. Oh, but Trey. Feel so bad for Trey. So many dice.
I mean, and that's one of the problems with mills, that you end up playing so many control cards that you actually just mill yourself against the aggro decks.
Yeah, but what was that, like 5 rerolls?
Yeah,
and not a single discard.
It wasn't 5, but I think it was like 3.
Well, I mean, 5 rolls total. I think it was 5 rolls. He rolled out, re-rolled 3 times, and then his roll this round. And I think he got 1 discard on that interrogation droid that whole time. That hurts. Man,
It's always rough when you're playing the mill deck, and the aggro deck mills you.
You mill the guy milling you though. What's sweet justice.
That's one of the great things about Unkar Flood as a character is that he gives you that alternate win condition, and whenever you are in trouble, you can maybe you're playing against another aggro deck and you're both rolling bad. You can just switch over to mill and pull those last few
if
cards
it comes
out of their
down to
hand.
the wire. If it comes down to the wire, you know, as we saw there, I mentioned it, which was probably a little premature for Todd to switch game plans, but he definitely switched once Trey started ditching his hand to re-roll. Todd kicked in and said, well, now you know, that opens it up for me to Unkar the rest of his hand. So
Definitely. I think
man,
one of the things that hurt Trey the most was actually bringing his battlefield to the game.
yeah, definitely.
I mean, the outpost definitely...
With as fast as Todd was claiming, that was...
Exactly. The outpost definitely helped, but with Todd being able to claim, what, was it 5 or 6 rounds?
Yeah, it
maybe?
was at least, I think about 5. But not only that, now Todd's eGrievous hitting that hard that early, taking out TIE Pilot and Unkar.
And that's even with Trey getting off of best defense.
Yeah.
And removing both of Grievous's dice.
That it definitely slowed Trey down. Definitely, he lost a lot of the control aspect he had. So Grievous hitting hard early helped, and then, oh man, I love to see games like that, man. Love to see games like that.
Yeah, it's good now that the Store Championship season is kind of winding down to be able to have fun and just play, fun casual decks.
Bring the jank. Bring the jank. Beat your opponent where they're scratching their head. They don't know how they lost. No.
Yeah.
How did you just mill me? Or,
what does that card do?
What does that card do? One of the favorite things. What is that card? Can I read that, please?
All right, so we're going to see if we can grab one of these guys in here for a post-game interview and see what they have to say about their unique decks.
All right, guys, we'll see you here in just a minute or two. We're here with Todd. Man, Todd, mill the guy who's trying to mill you.
Not the way I planned that at all.
That was epicness.
I knew I couldn't discard cards. I just had to hold on to everything in my hand as long as I could.
We definitely saw you slow down mid-game, hang on to everything you have, not re-roll when normally you would re-roll because of Ventress making you ditch more cards. Definitely feel kind of bad for Trey there, re-rolling all that at the end and not any discards showing all those dice.
Blackmail at all.
So many dice with focus and discard, and just no way, just not hitting any of it. Man, that's gotta hurt. But one thing we did talk about is your eGrievous. One thing that helped was eGrievous firing off there at the beginning. Man, he was knocking people out.
He died off at the end, but then...
But, you know, that definitely slowed down Trey's mitigation aspect of that deck. You know, he couldn't Unkar you anymore. Best defense no longer an option. You know, some of his dice removal's gone. So
I know I had to get rid of that TIE Pilot quick.
That definitely hurt him there. But, man, that Grievous firing off. I think it was 5 damage 2 or 3 turns in a row.
Yeah.
Just banging him in the face.
And,
what was your line of thinking as far as when Trey started restricting how many resources you got at the beginning of every round? I forget the name of the card now.
local garrison.
Local garrison. Yeah.
I mean, I just had to hold on to it, at least hit one with Grievous every now and then, or hold it for.
Get that blackmail die out of there.
Yeah.
Double black. That rise again. You know, we saw you bow your head. You play
I thought
against.
he had me there. I thought it was over.
You see rise again when you're playing against Palpatine, emo kids. We've seen that so much with Store Championship season. You know, you've played against it so much, and it hurts so bad to see rise again thrown down across from you. They're healing characters, putting abilities on them, and so when we show up, you know, like now, and we're not. You know, everybody's pretty much playing fun decks.
Yeah.
And when he dropped that rise again, I just feel so bad for Todd right now. You see that so much, and then to see it in a deck like this, you know, it hurts.
Yeah.
So
I knew that my only chance was to go as quick as I could, claim as quick as I could, so that I start milling him a little more.
Right, and that we actually mentioned that the fact that you claimed, I believe, 5 or 6 times.
Yeah.
Trey bringing his battlefield to the matchup actually it kind of hurt him.
Yeah.
So that was definitely better for you. Which, you know, in Trey's position, looking at how fast Grievous that Grievous Unkar combination is gonna claim, maybe that would be an argument for not taking your own battlefield.
Yeah.
But that was definitely a big factor in the game. The fact you were milling him,
Yeah.
just claiming early,
Yeah.
and good job on your part to see, even though you're leaving some dice on the table sometimes, to see that your best option right now is just to claim.
Yeah.
And what went through your mind? We were talking about as we were seeing it. We saw that 3-for-1 on Grievous, which was going to let you get Unkar one of his last 2 cards.
Yeah.
And then that one disrupt.
Yeah. As soon as I saw the 3, I go, I can get him, and if I can roll decent with, I may even be able to discard 1
So
to
when
get his
that
other one.
when that +2 resources rolled on Unkar,
He
that
knew
had
it
to have
was
been a
over,
sigh
I
of
knew it
relief.
was over. Yes. Oh my God.
So that was an epic game in my opinion, guys.
Yeah, that was
Nobody wants to get milled, but everybody loves to watch mill get played.
the early bait and
So-
switches. I think helped a lot.
Yeah.
They were key.
Yeah, those-
early on key.
Definitely hit hard, and that was epicness, man. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Glad to see you mill the guy that was trying to mill you.
Yes.
So,
I hate mill decks, and God,
but that was an awesome game. You turned it around there at the end,
Yeah.
man. That was awesome.
Trey
So
got me at the last
congratulations.
store championship, so but he's a good player. I like playing against him. He brings a lot of unique decks and doesn't play the typical decks that everybody else plays, which I like because
Right.
that's my style.
Right.
Like I haven't seen an Unkar Grievous deck yet.
Yeah, that's what we said. We were trying to talk deck tech, and what do you put in this deck? Are you hitting heavy first? Are we going to see a weapon heavy deck, or are you looking for something else?
I do have
because Unkar's in
it's
there?
kind of balanced, weapon heavy. It's got the get rid of their resources, but I didn't pull either of those or the.
Yeah, we didn't see you get very many activations off of that
He didn't put
Imperial
anything.
Inspection.
I have 2 of those and 2 of the one that gets rid of the resources. But
Yeah. But
He never
it
put
did,
anything down.
one of the activations you did get off of it was that you didn't end up finishing the game out with melee, but knocking that personal shield back to his hand,
yeah,
that definitely could have stalled the game a lot for you. So
yeah,
that,
he felt he shouldn't have discarded so much to reroll. He
Yeah.
should have. That's what got him.
but if I'm in Trey's spot, I'm probably doing the same thing.
I would. That's what I would have done.
You were holding, I
mean,
believe,
go for the
what, 2
win.
cards in your hand?
3.
Three
Well,
cards.
at
So
towards the end.
you're looking for just discard.
Yeah, he was,
I'm
I had
gonna
nothing to
jerk
get
the
rid of.
cards out of your hand, and that's it.
yeah.
But anyway, congratulations on that win.
It was a
And
fun game, but a tough one.
we'll be back here in a few minutes, guys, with the next round. So we'll see you on a few.